Let's transport ourselves to Florence, Italy. We're stepping inside the incredible Palazzo Vecchio. Now, for centuries, this place was the absolute center of power, a showcase for some of the world's greatest art. But it's also hiding a 500-year-old secret, a massive mystery that's literally hidden in plain sight. Okay, here we are. The Hall of 500. This was the beating heart of the old Florentine Republic. And this wall, this massive, beautiful wall, it's the scene of the crime, so to speak. Because hidden somewhere beneath this giant fresco by Giorgio Vasari, there might just be one of the greatest lost treasures in the history of art. And that's the big question, isn't it? Could a lost masterpiece by Leonardo da Vinci, the Battle of Anghiari, have been sitting here waiting for half a millennium, just inches away from us? Well, that's the story we're diving into. The story of a lost painting and the absolutely wild modern-day treasure hunt to find it. To really get this, we've got to go back in time. The year is 1503. Florence is on top of the world, just buzzing with pride and incredible artistic talent. And the city leaders decide they need something epic to celebrate their military power right here in the most important room in the city. Now, this was not just any art commission. Oh no, this was a competition. The Florentine Republic, with none other than Niccolo Machiavelli's signing off on the contracts, basically set up an artistic death match. They pitted the two biggest names of the era against each other. Leonardo, the legendary master, against the fiery young prodigy Michelangelo. And these two guys, they were like oil and water, total opposites. Leonardo was the cool, calculating scientist, all about realism and observation. Michelangelo was the passionate sculptor, full of raw drama and emotion. They genuinely couldn't stand each other. Michelangelo would publicly mock Leonardo's work, and Leonardo would fire back with witty jabs about how stiff and wooden Michelangelo's figures were. So you've got this insane rivalry, a clash of total geniuses and their massive egos. It was set up to be the greatest artistic showdown, well, ever. Please remember to subscribe to our channel and turn on the notification bell, share and like our videos. The information in the video is compiled from open sources. Thank you. So, the stage is set for this epic battle. But Leonardo, being Leonardo, couldn't just do things the easy way. He decided to completely reject the tried-and-true methods of fresco painting. And that decision, it turned into an absolute, unmitigated disaster. You see, fresco painting is fast. You have to slap the paint on before the plaster dries. But Leonardo wanted to work slow, to blend and layer his colors like he did with oil paints. So he cooked up this totally radical experimental recipe, trying to bring back some ancient Roman technique of using heat to bind paint to a wall. And the moment he started painting, it all went wrong. Horribly wrong. According to people who were there, the thick, oily paint just wouldn't stick to his special undercoat. Imagine the horror. It started to slide, to just drip right down the wall. In a total panic, he brings in these huge charcoal heaters to try and dry the paint fast. But the heat just made everything a million times worse. It literally melted the waxy colors, turning the whole thing into a gooey, unsalvageable mess. By 1506, a completely defeated Leonardo just walked away from the whole project. So you'd think that's the end of the story, right? A total failure. But it wasn't. The idea of the painting, the design itself, was so incredibly powerful that it survived anyway. Not on the wall, but in copies made by other artists who'd seen his amazing preparatory drawings. And this is our best glimpse into what was lost. It's a drawing by the great Peter Paul Rubens from 1603. Now, it's a copy of a copy, technically, but it's widely believed to be the most faithful window we have into the raw, explosive energy of Leonardo's original vision. So what was Leonardo even trying to say with this painting? Well, for him, war wasn't about heroes and glory. He called it patia bestialissima, which means beastly madness. He wanted to show the pure animalistic fury of combat, a moment where men become just as savage as the snarling horses they're riding. And you can totally see it in Rubens' copy, can't you? Look at the chaos, the whirlwind of bodies twisting together. The faces are just gnarled with rage, and the horses are literally biting each other just as fiercely as the soldiers are fighting. It's so dynamic and violent, and it completely changed how artists painted battle scenes for centuries. Okay, so for about 400 years, that's all it was, a legend, the lost Leonardo. But then, in the 20th century, the hunt began all over again.
all because of one single, tiny, cryptic clue.
It all comes down to this one guy, Giorgio Vasari. He's the one who was hired to paint over the wall where Leonardo's mural was. But here's the puzzle. Vasari was also one of Leonardo's biggest fans. He wrote a whole book praising him. So the big question is, would a fanboy like him really just destroy his hero's masterpiece?
Fast forward to 1975. An art diagnostician, basically an art detective, named Maurizio Saracini is studying Vasari's giant mural, and he spots something nobody else had ever noticed before.
Cerca, Trova. What does that mean? It means he who seeks finds. Could this be a breadcrumb? A secret message left by Vasari himself, hinting that he didn't actually destroy Leonardo's work, but that he found a clever way to save it.
This one little phrase kicked off a full-blown, high-tech treasure hunt that went on for decades. Using things like radar, Saracini's team found out that Vasari had actually built a second wall right in front of the original one, leaving a small air gap. So they got permission to drill these teensy-tiny holes, stick a camera in, and bam, they found something tantalizing: traces of a black pigment, a pigment with the same chemical makeup as one Leonardo da Vinci used on the Mona Lisa.
I mean, it sounds like a movie, right? A secret message, a hidden wall, a lost masterpiece just waiting to be uncovered. But there's a pretty compelling counter-argument, one that suggests this whole incredible hunt might be for nothing more than a ghost. So you've got these two camps. Team Hidden Masterpiece says the clues are all there. Vasari built a protective wall, he left a hint. It has to be back there. But Team Never Painted has a strong case too. They argue that Leonardo's wall prep failed so badly that it was physically impossible for any paint to stick. And they point to old records that show Leonardo bought tons of supplies for the wall, but no records of him buying any paint. The idea is the painting never even made it past the drawing stage.
And that's pretty much where we are today. The investigation is stalled, stuck in this limbo between wanting to find a lost treasure and needing to protect the masterpiece we can already see. So I'll leave you with this. Are we on the edge of one of the greatest art discoveries in history? Or are we just obsessed with the ghost of a painting that only ever existed in the mind of a genius? For now, that wall is keeping its secrets.